John Waiboichi can well say he belongs to the Millionaires Club, in fact dollar millionaires. He won the money last year and saw the title too. He is the founder and CEO of Virtual City, a Kenyan company that specializes in the development of solutions that are aimed at addressing systemic issues along the supply chain for distributors and retailers of fast-moving consumer goods in emerging markets. In the streets, he will pass by just an ordinary city resident going about his business.
I was born in Nyeri, way back when, and lived there for a few years and then moved into Nairobi when I was in primary school. So I was in Nairobi Primary School first, and then after that moved to St. Mary's, and that's where I did my high school.
After his high school education, Waiboichi proceeded to Michigan State University in the United States, where he studied electrical engineering. Unlike many of his peers at the time, he came back home to Kenya to put his education to use and contribute in nation building.
I started working for a telecommunications provider, a company called Wilkin, and I was doing radios and all that type of technology back then. And then I went to work for a data networking company called Lantec, and I think that's where I got my sense of entrepreneurship because it was and still is a very dynamic company.
It was during this time, working at Lantec, that he got a sense of entrepreneurship and pushed himself entirely into his own business.
I think I've always been a little restless, so I think I've always been trying to try out different things, try out different ideas. So I think my restlessness has always been there, but it has also helped us in terms of being able to build what we are today.
Waiboichi, however, attributes his successes to his family that he is so proud of believing in him and providing the much-needed support. He says they have been with him through his entrepreneurial journey.
I think I was very lucky in that regard. So I've had a very supportive family through childhood and also right now.
With his family behind him, he made his debut into business in 1999, his first office being his dining room. A small capital to boost, he was convinced that he could scrap through and fly away.
I started with 450,000 bob. 150 was mine and 300 I borrowed. I started it alone. I pretty quickly got what you call angel investors. So friends and family came in and they invested. And then out of that, we created a board. So I report to a board of directors who are all shareholders who have invested in my company. And they invested, 10 years ago now.
With that, Waiboichi started an online shopping presence called Virtual Mall, which allowed Kenyans to log in and trade. For 2 years, he ran the business, learning a lot from the mistake he made along the way.
I was young and I made many mistakes. And also I think the infrastructure then of how many people had access to the internet, how many people could actually pay and all that kind of stuff, it didn't really do that well.
Poor infrastructure and low penetration at the time were the key barriers to the success of his business. However, dealing with the challenges made him appreciate the dynamics of the market.
Is that we understood how goods and services moved and how payments moved. So we said, wait a minute, why don't we strip this company down and pick what is working? And we started working on what we call supply chains. And we've been doing supply chain work now since 2003, 2004, and that is still the core of our business.
With the advent of mobile phone in the country, he knew his timing would be perfect if he seized the opportunity in the new phenomenon. Carrying on with the experiences from his first business, he invested in development of mobile applications. This was a game changer in his life.
People, because of using M-Pesa, using Facebook, are a lot more comfortable with using applications on the phone. So even our training is a lot easier. And so even getting people to appreciate what we are doing has become a lot easier.
At the moment, Waiboichi is at the top of the pyramid of tech innovators reshaping Kenya's reputation on the global stage through his company Virtual City. He brought Kenya into the fore as an innovation hub when he received Nokia's Growth Economic Challenge Award along with $1 million investment in September 2010.
When the Nokia award came into being, we said, wait a minute, we've been doing this. Why don't we put in and say exactly what we've been doing and show how we are affecting people's lives and improving people's lives. And once we actually did that, we put in our bid. We made it to the top 10. Then we went and competed against 9 other companies from around the world. And at the end of it, we came out on top. So, I mean, it was fantastic for us.
Emerging top in a competition of about 54 countries globally was a humbling experience for him.
How was that experience during the...
Oh, it was life-changing in very many respects. It was a good vindication that what we are doing is on the right path. It's correct, it's right. So that vindication was fantastic. It was also good that just for even morale for all of us, that, you know, guys, we are actually global standard.
So what has the $1 million done so far?
What we did when we won that money is we had a very interesting board meeting where we said, let's stop everything that we are doing and let's think. And let's now think about what is the next level. So the next level was all of our companies need to move to the cloud.
Despite the successes achieved so far, the sale has not been without rough waters. However, giving up, according to John, has never been an option.
The whole time, even when we ran broke because we didn't have customers, at no point did I think about shutting down the business. It was always, let's go back to the business strategy and what can we change, or what do we need to do different, or how are we going to do this. But the decision has always been, we're going to make this thing work.
While the journey continues, his experiences can be a lesson to other budding entrepreneurs.
Believe in yourself. And believe in yourself, and after you believe in yourself, then pick something that you're passionate about. And don't let even the market waver you too much at the beginning. Say, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I'm going to do, and stick to it, and be disciplined about it. So the key is the discipline about it, and making sure that you keep driving at it until you get it perfect.
A father of 3, John Waiboichi says his family is his inspiration and motivation. He, however, has his eyes set on the regional expansion, beginning with Uganda and Rwanda as he grows his company. Phillip, Keitany, for Money and Power.